So welcome everybody. So it's a session about how to prepare your orgs in Salesforce for custom predictions, meaning for Prediction Builder and Einstein Discovery. I'm Daniel Jallet. As you can hear, I'm not from here. I'm a French Pathfinder, French SE, and leading the Einstein Pathfinders in France.
All right. I'm Jimmy. I'm a senior product manager on the Einstein platform team.
Okay, so the first slide, you saw it millions of times today and from the beginning of Dreamforce. You know the famous forward-looking statement saying that you only have to decide based on available products. Okay, that's fine. So now.
Awesome. Thank you, Daniel. So today we are going to talk about two of the products that help you to build your custom predictions in your org. The two products we're talking about today is the Einstein Discovery and Einstein Prediction Builder. So we've seen throughout Dreamforce, we have a really large portfolio of Einstein product. It ranges from cloud apps such as Sales Cloud Einstein, Service Cloud Einstein, Marketing Cloud Einstein. But today we're going to be really specific for our beloved admins. Really talking about the tools that allows you to customize the predictions, to build predictions on your custom objects or your custom workflow in Salesforce. And the two products we're talking about, Einstein Discovery and Einstein Prediction Builder, it's like an automatic car and a manual car. This is the best analogy to describe the two products. The two products works out pretty much the same in terms of helping you to build custom predictions with point and clicks inside your Salesforce org and work on your custom prediction use cases. But we'll describe Einstein Discovery is more like a manual car. It gives you more control in terms of preparing the story, getting multiple data sources, and probably require you some learning curve to understand the product and get it set up. But it's a really powerful product that allows you to discover insights in your data and take action upon it. And for Einstein Prediction Builder, it's like a more automatic car. It allows you to learn it pretty easily. You can probably set your predictions in around 20, 30 minutes with just point and click with a wizard interface. And then it allows you to run predictions every hour on the updated record, and you get a refresh model every month. And with these two products, it's really giving you the capability to solve the two main type of problems that I've been seeing across customers all. And I've been working on Einstein products for the last 2.5 years. I'm part of the product team who first launched Einstein in Salesforce. And these two problems is the one we commonly see across our customers on the business problem. The first type of problem is a binary classification. To put it in a simple term, it's asking about yes or no question. Whether my customer is going to churn, whether the participant in my college program is going to graduate. These are all good business questions they want to answer. And both Discovery and Prediction Builder can help you to solve this problem. And the second type of questions we have is regression. We want it to predict a value, a numeric value in your business scenario. Examples are, how much is this deal going to be worth? What is my forecasting on that? And how long does it will take for this deal to close, or how late this payment is going to be? These are all really important business questions that we ask every day. And with Einstein Prediction Builder and Discovery, you have the best tool set within Salesforce to solve these two major business problems. And now I'll hand over the stage to Daniel to talk about how you can actually do it within your org.
So with Einstein Discovery, to prepare what you want to predict with Einstein Discovery, the first thing is you get data. You get data from Salesforce or from anywhere else. You put everything in Einstein Analytics. In winter, both products will be merged together. So you put them in Einstein Analytics. You process them the way you want to have a single data set, a single table with all your data flattened in that. From this data set, you create your story and you check the results. Because Einstein Discovery is fully business agnostic, it can discover things not correctly if the question is not correctly asked, or you put a field or another field. So Discovery tells you, okay, I have an issue here, I have an issue here, or you discover something. Then you refine the story, adapt the data set, change a field, remove a field, do what you have to do, and then refine the story. As soon as the story is okay, from Salesforce, you call, it's a simple Apex call, you call Discovery, you call the story to get the result. And the result is made of 3 fields. A numeric value, so the propensity for a binary classification, or in case of regression, the value presented, the value predicted, plus 2 text fields. The first one is why, the explanation of why you have this result. And the second one is about the actions. What can you do to augment your success about the question you asked, or classification, or the numeric value you want to minimize or maximize. And to do that, you need to pass from Salesforce to Discovery, you need to pass the same fields as you use to train and to build the story. The same fields means you can get them from outside of Salesforce or within Salesforce, but you can train data. You can train the story from data, huge amount of data outside of Salesforce, and you only have in Salesforce the live data, so minimum number of records just to predict. Simple, that's the only thing you have to do. Now with Prediction Builder, it's a bit different. It's click, point, predict. And first, for regressions. So regression is to predict a numeric value. The first step is to define the segment you want to predict on. Prediction Builder works on data stored in one object, standard or custom, in Salesforce. So in this object, you will say, okay, I don't want to use all the records, but just a subset of records. That's the first segment. You define it with relations, with the criteria as usually. The second one is to select a numeric field, the numeric field you want to predict, of course. And then the final step is to define which records within the segment, the first segment you define, which records you want to use to train the model. And the other records will be predicted. Okay, so usually it's null. Null value, it means I will not train the model on, but you can put another criteria to do what you want. Still with Prediction Builder, when you want to prepare a binary classification, you have the same first step. So define the segment. And then, if you already have a checkbox field, use it. The checkbox is true, false, or null. Okay, so use it, and that's it. Now, if it's more complex, you can define a text formula to put in what you need to. I will explain to you. But the most important is to train for a classification, for a binary classification. You need to have in your data set true and false values. Because if you only have true values, for example, closed-won opportunities, the system will never identify the conditions to not win an opportunity. So you need to have both. That's really, really, really key. Okay, so, for example, a simple, very simple formula. You want to predict churn. So, for records that already have churn, you return true. For negative values, meaning records that have not churned, return false. For the record to predict, you return null. And for the record you don't want to take care of for any reason, you return ignore. Simple. False, true, false, null, and ignore. A bit more complex. Opportunity scoring on a custom object. The won opportunities, because you want to predict opportunity scoring, meaning if you will won the opportunity. So won opportunities, you return true. Lost opportunities, you return false. Opportunities in progress with a high enough stage, you return null. You want to predict. And for all the other ones, meaning typically the ones you want to ignore, so the concerns, the duplicated opportunities or everything like that, you return ignore because you don't want to use them. And the formula is a bit more complex. Even more complex, you can say you're in a business like medical systems, you have, before the meeting, to send your documents at least 7 days before the meeting. Okay, so documents returned on time, you return true. Documents not returned on time for past meetings, you return false. And for the other ones, the one you want to predict, you return null. And here, as you can see, the formula can be more complex because you have to take care about the date and the -7, etc. But it's still a simple one. True, false, null, ignore. And the last final step is a training filter. So you define the segment, you define the formula, and then if you want to enforce, or to replace the ignore value, you can use another filter. You can do it in addition, instead. So you never say ignore, and it's done in the filter. You do as you want. Now, you're almost ready to start. And the tips on building successful predictions.
Sure. Hello? Hello, testing. Is it working?
No?
No.
Turn it off.
Hello? It's working now. Awesome. Thank you very much for the great walkthrough on the power of Einstein Discovery and Prediction Builder. But before calling it the day and saying that, hey, this is so easy, there are some tips that I've got from working with a lot of customers in the last 2.5 years on these two products. I mean, Einstein is going to be your data scientist. It's going to be helping you to set up your machine learning applications with just point and clicks. But that still requires you to be thoughtful about how you actually to craft your predictions. I mean, when we give you the best car in the world, and you're not a good driver, the car is not going to go fast. So here's some of the validation that we strongly encourage everyone to do when you set up the predictions. First is a sanity check. So for example, in Einstein Prediction Builder, you're going to set up a formula field. And the best way is to just run a sanity check after you set up the field and see if it populates the right value. Think of it as really easy, but I have worked with so many customers of that in the past 2 years, and many of them just have a hit and miss and get this wrong. And from there, it's just really hard to get a successful business use case in place. And the next thing is to create a report. Actually, for example, in your binary classification, you want to look into how many positive and negative examples you have. You don't want to have predictions that you have, for example, 9,000 or 9,900 negative examples and 10 positive examples. We do have a way in our machine learning algorithm to balance different sizes of data set, but it's really important in your organization to also run a check on what is your balanced data set and see how would that actually generate business value. And of course, make sure that you validate the filters. For example, if you want to build a use case and predict for your Northern America business, make sure that you're selecting the right field and predicting with the right data set. And then also confirm which fields to use. So this is one of the more complex concepts in machine learning, what we call the leakers, which are fields essentially only populate after a prediction event has happened. Let me give you an example on that. So for example, I have a field on my contact object where I check on sending a thank you email when a customer leaves us. And then when I want to do a churn predictions, of course that field where this email on thank you before being a customer is sorry to see you go this email has chat is a really good prediction. Almost 100% of time you have this field, the customer is going to churn. We do have a mechanism in our algorithm to pick these leakers out in our predictions. However, in a lot of organizations, we see a data hygiene problem. So some of your reps will go ahead and check the field, some of them aren't. So even the smartest algorithm won't be able to figure it out. And that's why in both Discovery and Einstein Prediction Builder, we will tell you about this set of fields that are suspicious and will allow you as a customer admin, as a Salesforce admin, to look into these fields and make the business judgment. And the next question we always get, can we mix it? Can we actually put Einstein Prediction Builder and Einstein Discovery into the same object? The answer, of course, is yes. We would actually encourage you to use both products to get the best value out of it. But something really important is that it will only work on, for now, only work on one single prediction, and try not to have the prediction from Builder or Discovery be the input for the others, because it will just defeat the purpose. And a common use case that we have seen a lot on how Einstein Prediction Builder and Discovery work together is Einstein Next Best Action. So you can use, for example, we can actually go ahead and go to the demo booth right behind you to see the demo. A common use case we see is that we will use Einstein Prediction Builder to predict which customer is more likely to churn, and use Einstein Discovery to actually rank which product or which retention offer you should give to the customers. So this is how these two products can work hand in hand together to create a winning proposition. And this is the last slide, and this is a really, really important slide that summarizes basically my work in the AI field for the last 4 years. It's about how you can be successful with your AI application deployment. Number one is really trying to pick a low-hanging fruit use case where you already run your business process in Salesforce. It's really important to get a quick win in your organization. AI is really complex. A lot of managers, a lot of organizations just doesn't get the value from it. And it's really important to pick the right low-hanging fruit use cases and start from there. Secondly, is to take an iterative approach. A lot of customers work with wants to basically bring in all their data from their data warehouses, from their Excel spreadsheet into one place when they start the predictions. Right? Well, we really encourage doing that with the power of MuleSoft. However, it may not be the best place to start. You may want to actually look into data that's already available in your Salesforce and then take an iterative approach. The great thing about Discovery and Prediction Builder is that you won't need months to have your data scientists to crunch the data. It's a matter of hours for you to get a prediction result from the admin UI. And by taking an iterative approach and really wearing your data science or scientist hat, you will see more incremental value. And you can justify those investments and doing ETL or ask the manager to buy MuleSoft products to get the data into one place and start getting more values on the predictions. And last but not least, define the success metrics. Define the goal of success. A lot of businesses I've worked with, they say, oh, I want to do AI because it's the right trend. I want to do AI because my executive tells me to do so. While this is a really good driver to work on AI, but at the end of the day, you still want it to tie to your business problem. You want to have your measurable success, and the best way to do it is to define that true north from the beginning, from the get-go, and working towards that. And hopefully these tips will help you to get a successful custom prediction in your org. And thank you very much for your time today.